Hi there, this is Michael with another pick a card reading. Today we're actually going to be looking at the major blockages or challenges in our life and what they are trying to teach us or show us. This is a really interesting pick a card reading to me because it's not one I had actually planned to do. It just sort of spontaneously came to me this morning as I was meditating and connecting with spirit. It feels like there's just this weird resistance in the collective right now, and I hope that this reading is helpful for at least some of you out there. For those of you who are brand new to my channel, I am a clairvoyant, tarot card reader, and energy worker. I've actually, I do apologize that it's been some time since I have posted or said anything on social media. I've been very busy actually writing and doing a lot of outlining for my future plans, which I will be unveiling very shortly. I do actually have an aura reading service that I am now offering on my website, and that's going to kind of come in tandem with all of the aura related content I've been working on. I seriously could write a book, actually, which totally surprised me because I've been able to see aura for so long, and now it's just something I decided to put into words and write it all out, and I'm like, wow, I know a lot about this, and I've been making a lot of observations that I didn't even realize. So if you're interested in what your aura colors are and what that means, I do have aura reading on my website, which is in the description box down below, as well as readings or links for tarot readings and Reiki sessions. I do apologize if there is raindrops or thunder. It's been very stormy all day, and I've just decided to kind of move forward with it. I will do my best with the audio. I hope it's not too disturbing. I actually personally love the sound of raindrops and thunder, and I hope you all appreciate it too. For those of you who are brand new to pick a card readings, all you need to do is go to the card selection screen, which will be up momentarily. Or you can just intuitively feel which number pulls you in the description box down below, 1 through 5. And you can use the timestamps in the description box to go straight to that reading. It will also be in the comment section as well, whichever is easier for you to access. You are welcome to pick more than one group, but I do encourage you to at least start off with one and just see how it resonates. But it's very possible that there could be multiple readings which are actually in alignment with you. So take a moment, take a deep breath, and allow yourself to open up to the wisdom and guidance of the universe. Really bring the awareness to your heart and pick the pile that feels most resonant to you. This is your reading if you chose group number 1. Let's see what cards we have, what conflict or blockages we may be encountering for you, and maybe some ways to work through this energy. Right away, we do have the 3 of Swords in reverse, so I feel like for a lot of you, the blockage or conflict is actually showing up in your relationships, specifically romantic relationships, but it could just be people you considered close to you, like friends or family members as well. I do feel like there was this sense of betrayal. It feels like this is actually something from the past. It could be a past relationship or a past hurt that is actually preventing you from opening your heart to other people or new possibilities in the future or in the present. So that's very interesting coming out here right out the gate. We do have the 9 of Cups in reverse, kind of showing up as energy that you have been reflecting on. And I feel like a lot of you stayed in relationships or situations that weren't necessarily good for you. They didn't make you happy. You held out, waiting for that happiness to come back. Maybe there was this touch of happiness at the very beginning, kind of like the gateway drug, so to speak, and it kept you in. It made you hold out for more, but it actually ended up draining you quite a bit, is what I am feeling. And if this isn't talking about relationships, if this isn't talking about romance, then it's someone you were working with, or someone you were connecting with, or maybe it was just a project that you thought would make you very happy, or a job, or some sort of circumstance. The thing you're not seeing is actually the Four of Cups in reverse. Yeah, so this makes me feel like, Group 1, whatever it was that happened to you in the past, whatever it was that led you to this present moment, I feel like there's a lot of reticence or guardedness about pursuing new relationships or new opportunities, especially matters of the heart. I actually feel like there is someone who is trying to help you be happy for yourself. And honestly, it's almost like you're not interested. It's almost like you're only interested in people who challenge you or who bring up old trauma. And that's kind of a pattern you've become more and more aware of. I'm actually getting the sense for this group there very well could be a new person or new situation that's already coming in or is very rapidly on the way. And you might not actually be receptive to it because of old trauma that you haven't resolved or healed or made peace with. It's bringing in this energy where you might repeat a lesson, or you might not change the pattern with this new person or this new situation. We also have the Nine of Wands here as well. A lot of you do feel really defeated. And I think at this point, there really is something that is beautiful. Something beautiful that is on the way. There we go. But it's almost like you're too guarded to receive it. Interestingly, all of your cards here, all of your tarot cards are showing up in the reverse. This does tell me that there's been a lot of internal focus, and a lot of what you need to be focusing on is inside of you. I don't feel like the conflict is actually something that is present. If there is a present conflict that is showing up in your relationships or in your partnerships, this is actually an opportunity for you to look back on the past, to see what is reincarnating from the past, what old energy is recycling or resurfacing for you. That feels very, very important. I feel like a lot of you go for relationships or go for situations where it's almost like you have to earn love or earn your worth, instead of owning that or feeling that, loving yourself, owning your worth from the very beginning. I do feel like there is a situation, I'm just saying this, that is either presenting itself to you now or very shortly, Group 1, where this is going to be a relationship or situation that is very nourishing to you. It's the situation or relationship that you've actually been wanting, but it doesn't look familiar. Because it's not activating these old traumas or wounds. Very often when we have trauma or relationship difficulties, we continue to gravitate towards similar energy. On one level, I would actually say and argue that that is us trying to resolve that pattern. And the universe is bringing in these situations as well, because the universe is desiring completion. It doesn't like to leave patterns unfinished or wounds left open. But I almost feel like, Group 1, this is really your chance to change something here, to open yourself up to something that may not necessarily be comfortable for you. You may feel very defeated or very hurt by what has happened in the past. You have 2 nines here, which represents the completion of a cycle. And I feel like you are on the turning point. You are going into a new cycle here. Maybe you're not quite ready for it. That could be the work you're doing now. As for the plant medicine from the Botanical Oracle deck, we do have chicory, which is sustain. This is really interesting because I feel like, again, this energy of sustain, going for relationships that are nurturing and fulfilling and inspire growth. And that going both ways. You may feel like you've had this pattern of being in relationships that aren't sustaining you, or being with narcissists, or being with people who are very selfish, or just looking out for their own interests, their own needs. But I almost feel like you look for that. And when someone gives you something, because you don't have the sense of worth or this self-love, it's hard for you to receive it. It almost turns you off to that person. And so I think the way to kind of heal this pattern is to start sustaining yourself now, to start allowing other people in, to let them help you, to let them give you something. Someone really wants to give you something here with this Four of Cups. If this isn't emotional, it could even be monetary, it could be an opportunity. There are people who want to support you, Group 1, and you may not be allowing yourself to see it because you don't feel worthy. You don't allow yourself to take love or appreciation from other people. There is a defensiveness there. And this chicory card can actually help you, this sustain energy. And I feel like there is also another side of the coin here again too, where you invest in relationships where you are repeating this theme of needing to earn love or earn your worth. And a big message for this reading is investing in places or people that are actually going to care about you and give back to you, or be able to nurture you. And those are all the messages I am getting for you, Group 1. I do hope that this reading was helpful. Be sure to hit like and subscribe. Let me know in the comment section down below what this pattern is for you, where it's showing up in your life right now. I'd be so curious to hear. I do have links in the description box for personal readings and Reiki sessions. I'm actually also offering an aura reading service as well, which I mentioned in the intro. So if you're interested in any of those, feel free to check out those links, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care and have a great day. This reading is for you if you chose group number 2. So let's see, Group 2, what cards we have for you. The first one out is Judgment. This is really interesting. When I was pulling these cards for your group, I was getting the sense of a spiritual calling, or something to do with your life purpose that is really coming to the forefront here. I feel like a lot of you have been on the path, I should say, kind of in quotations. You've been pursuing something or following your intuition on something. And yeah, with the Ten of Wands here, I do feel like it's been a lot of burden. Yeah, it's been very challenging. You've had this calling. I almost feel like with this group, you know what your calling is. And there's just been a lot of obstacles. There's been a lot of barriers that have made the path very challenging for you. And I don't know if you heard that, but right as I said it, there was this thunderbolt outside. It really does feel like there is this call. There is this calling. And you've taken on a lot trying to make this happen. I feel like a lot of you are trying to make this happen now, or make something happen very quickly. And you could be burning yourself out before you even really begin, or before you can even really build momentum. The momentum here is actually what's lacking. I want to say a lot of you could be tarot readers or psychics or intuitives, maybe energy healers, working with spirit in a very pronounced or significant way. There could be something creative here as well. I'm getting something kind of off the beaten path with this group, to be honest. For others of you, this could be talking about a connection or a relationship that might feel like it's part of your soul contract, but to be honest, I really don't feel that for a lot of you. I'm feeling more this energy of your own life purpose. And you've really been trying to make things happen with this Ten of Wands. Seven of Cups in reverse, showing up as what you have not quite seen, or what has not been revealed. It actually will be revealed very shortly for you. I feel like there's a lot of things this group actually wants to do. And I was saying before, it's like, you know you have this calling, you know you have this spiritual path. And maybe you have been trying to experiment with all of these different things. And I think you're actually supposed to par down and go back to the basics. It might not even be about what you are doing, Group 1. You need to be focusing more on the why or the how. And obviously there are many tarot readers, there are many artists, there are many creative personalities out there right now. It's not so much even about the work that they create, but the energy that they create from. That's what makes them unique. And I feel like that's almost something you need to get back in touch with. You might have been trying to pursue all these different paths or ways forward and, you know, really trying to diversify yourself. But I actually think there is this need for you to come back to center, to come back to your heart, to come back to your spirit here with the Judgment card. And you do have the Death card here in reverse. And the way I'm actually interpreting this is, no, you're not supposed to give up on this path. You're not supposed to give up on your dreams. The Seven of Cups, though, does make me feel like there are certain details that may be foggy or that you may even have wrong. And you may need to readjust your course here. You may need to realign your path. You may need to get back in touch with spirit. You took a step forward that was in the right direction, but you have since veered off, or perhaps gone into territory that wasn't exactly meant for you. And now something is pulling you back to this higher calling. And I feel like a lot of the time with spirituality, with our soul or life purpose, there's many ways that we can achieve it. We don't necessarily have to limit ourselves to one way, and maybe that's what this phase was about. It was about you exploring these different ways for you to express this calling, but I feel like it has since become burdensome. And there are some things you may be letting go of, things that are not authentic to you or to your mission or your purpose. But it's not the end, so to speak. You're not giving up on this journey. You're not giving up on this path, or that's not what is aligned for you. And from the Botanical Oracle, we actually, we have Blackberry, which is the card of adaptation. And so this is really interesting. I know that blackberries are they're very versatile. They are very adaptable. They can grow in a lot of different places. I feel like they can even grow on cliff sides. That's just kind of an image that's coming up for me for whatever reason. This plant that's growing in this really hard terrain. You do need to be adaptable. You can open up to new possibilities and ways of doing things. I feel like the biggest blockage for you, Group 2, isn't so much the path you're on itself, but the way that you're going about achieving that. And again, maybe this is talking about relationships for you. This could be talking about a life partnership or something like that, or a business partner. You may need to be adaptable and open to the way that you are working with this person. You may need to change the way that you operate with Blackberry. And again, you may have adopted things that weren't actually serving you. Or you went down some paths trying to expand yourself, but it just ended up being more work. And now you're realizing you need to let things go. And if that's not clear to you now, I'm going to tell you it's going to be clear very, very soon. There may actually be avenues that feel like they are closing off, or there already are avenues that have closed off. But it's not that your entire calling is wrong, or that you're in the wrong direction. You're actually being refined. There's going to be a more specific niche that you are going to be fulfilling, and that's part of this adaptation card. I am recording this reading in 2021, where we have Uranus in Taurus, and there has been this really big need for adaptation, for changing the ways that we've been doing things, especially lately. Around the month of July, we are going to be having a lot of energy in Cancer, sextiling this energy, and that is really helping us change the way that we're doing things. So if it feels like there are some setbacks, or it feels like there's even paths that are closing off, you are meant to be adapting. You're not meant to just give up on something. I know you've been carrying a lot of weight, and it may feel a little bit backhanded, but it's almost like the universe is stepping in or stepping up and being like, let me take that from you. You don't need to carry this weight right now. You don't need to carry this burden right now. And it may feel like a loss, but I actually feel like it's helping you, or it's serving you, because you are supposed to be adapting and changing and evolving. And I'm going to speak to you from experience here. A lot of the time when we follow a spiritual calling or a personal calling, the way that we fulfill that changes over time. And that's okay. You haven't failed. You're not failing if you need to change up the pattern or change the rhythm here. And I actually feel like it's ultimately going to serve your soul mission, your life purpose. And those are really all the messages I am getting for you, Group 2. I do hope that this was helpful. Be sure to hit like and subscribe. Let me know in the comment section down below what this purpose is, what this calling is, where have these challenges, or how have these challenges been coming up for you, and support one another. You know, I always love to see that in the comment section as well. I feel very blessed to have the audience I do, because we're a very supportive crew here, so don't be afraid to share your experience or speak up. I do have all of my links in the description box if you're looking for a reading or Reiki session. I've actually started offering an aura reading service as well, where I offer a written summary of your energy if you're interested in that. I've been doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes, talking about aura, and that's actually going to be a direction my channel is going into, speaking of adaptation here. So if you're interested in that service, that is available for you as well. And I will see you all in the next video. Take care. This reading is for you if you chose group number 3. So let's see, group 3, what we have in store for you. We have the Sun showing up in reverse. The Four of Wands in reverse. The Ten of Swords in reverse. As well as the Wheel of Fortune upright. Okay, I like seeing this one here. I will just say too, if you were oscillating between choosing group 2 or group 3, these readings do seem very similar to me thematically, so there may be something there for you as well. You may want to go back to that reading once we are finished with this group here. I do see with the Sun card in reverse, there is this creative blockage for a lot of you. And that could be quite literally something creative like art, music, writing. It could also be referring to creating a new part of your life or a new chapter. I do feel like for some of you, this actually could even be referring to, I actually could see children. For some of you, you may even be having fertility issues. Sometimes that is indicated by the Sun in reverse as well. But whatever this is manifesting as in your life, there's this energy of having a hard time making something or creating something. I do see with the Four of Wands in reverse, you know, this card is actually really interesting. Because the Sun card here was kind of oscillating between upright and reverse when I was shuffling these cards. I do remember this now. And I think some of you may actually be kind of at a turning point where you may be in this sun energy upright. So if things have felt very blocked off, or you feel like you haven't really gotten any recognition or any success or momentum behind what you've been trying to create, that could be changing very, very soon. And maybe there's something in this reading that is going to help you do that. I do feel like with the Ten of Swords in reverse, there was almost this setback, actually. You were hoping to be victorious in something. You were hoping something was going to yield more results than it actually did. And I feel like for a lot of you, this really just kind of kicked you while you were down, or it felt like this was going to be the thing that was going to make everything different. And for some reason, it didn't. It could be referring to a relationship for some of you as well. Maybe you felt like this was going to be something very different, where you were finally going to create something with somebody else. And it didn't end up going that way. But it's not all for nothing. It's not all over. I feel like there actually is a very exciting new opportunity coming here with the Sagittarius card, or the Wheel of Fortune card. I don't know why I said Sagittarius. This is Sagittarius energies, though, so it could be talking about something in Sagittarius season, which would be the end of November to the end of December, right at the end of the year. There could be a very big turnaround for you. I am recording this reading in July 2021, so in about 5 or 6 months from now, there could be this big turning point for you. And this could be kind of the big break you've been looking for. Very, very interesting. I do want to see what we have for you from the Botanical Oracle deck as well. We have Hollyhock, which is abundance. Oops. There we go. And we also have Borage, which is courage. This is really interesting because, again, a very similar energy from some of the other groups. I feel like you need to be willing to take a risk. And some of you may be listening to me and be like, Michael, I've already tried taking this risk. I already went and followed my passion and it didn't work out for me. It didn't go the way that I was hoping or expecting it to. I'm going to tell you as well, something may not be over. If you feel like there was a chapter that ended or something just abruptly closed out of your life, it very well could be coming back to you. That's just a message I'm getting for some of you. But you don't need to be so stuck on that one opportunity or that one possibility anyways, because with Hollyhock, there is abundance here. And I do also have, with Borage, courage. I feel like some of you really could be stepping out into a very big next chapter of your life. And it's almost like the universe is really testing you. Do you want this? How badly do you want this purpose? Are you going to work for it? Are you going to give up on it when things get challenging or when there's setbacks? And with the Wheel of Fortune and abundance, obviously this is a general reading, so take this as it applies or resonates. I feel like if you are a creative person, if you've been working on something artistic or musical or anything in that vein, I'm actually getting acting for a lot of you, or social media, being on a public stage, or being an influencer of some kind. I actually feel like you will have a lot of success with this in divine timing. You will achieve some sort of status, and it could happen very, very suddenly. It's interesting, I am recording this during a rainstorm, and we've actually had quite a bit of lightning. I've actually tried recording your reading a few times, and there was just this very loud boom of thunder, this very loud lightning bolt. And that could be that very sudden energy that we are talking about here. But it will require courage. And I know with borage, if I'm not mistaken, this was a plant that was used, I want to say it was gladiators. Some group of warriors would drink this plant, and it was supposed to make them fearless and give them courage. And with hollyhock, abundance, this plant provides for so many people, or so many different animals, so many creatures. And I believe it's also associated with Fae as well, connecting to the Fae realms, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong about that, don't quote me. Let me know in the comment section down below if you know anything about hollyhock and Fae. But I know that this plant is a food source for a variety of different animals, and it provides in many different ways. Abundance is not just talking about material abundance in this case, and it's providing to many different people. I feel like you are in the process of creating something new here. I feel like you will have something changing with the Sun card. We are actually in Leo season right now. We will be entering into Leo season by the end of the month, the end of July to the end of August. So if you're watching this around the time that I recorded this, Leo season could be a very significant turning point for you. And then again, something happening in Sagittarius season with the Wheel of Fortune. And we do actually have the fixed signs here as well. We have Leo, Scorpio, Taurus, and Aquarius. So all of these energies could be applicable to you. You may be one of these signs. I am actually getting a lot of fire energy today, as you may be able to tell with the candles that I have lit. Sorry about that. I do feel like you are getting your fire back. You're getting your fire back. You're returning to this passion. It's almost like there's this full circle thing. You may have given up at one point on your dreams or on your aspirations. And I feel like the universe is now helping you come back to this. And it's bringing abundance this time. You are creating something that will create new life and inspire other people with the sun. And I feel like the thing that's actually going to change you or heal you is taking a chance on it again. And it might feel really hard at first. It might feel like you don't have the energy for it, or there's too much hurt that is preventing you from taking this risk. But there's a lot of cards here. There's a lot of energy here, this impetus that makes me feel like if you give yourself a chance, if you give this another chance, you will be successful this time, whatever that means to you. And those are all the messages I have for you, Group 3. I do hope that this reading was helpful. Be sure to hit like and subscribe. I do appreciate that. All of my links are available in the description box down below. If you're looking for a personal reading or Reiki session, I am also offering aura reading services on my website as well in my store. So if you're interested in checking those out, all of that is available down below. And I will see you in the next video. Take care and have a great rest of your day. This reading is for you if you chose group number 4. So let's see what we have for you, group 4. The first card is the Hermit in reverse. And I feel like for a lot of you with the Hermit in reverse, there really is this energy of feeling isolated or feeling lonely. Obviously, this past year has been very isolating and lonely for a lot of people. But I feel like there's something that's even deeper than that, group 4. You may even be surrounding yourself with people again, and there's still this theme of loneliness. Or maybe you're not even able to do that. For whatever reason, I feel like the biggest conflict or blockage in your life right now is feeling very alone. And we have the 3 of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, people are not working together on something. You might feel alone in a situation where you're supposed to be working collaboratively with other people. I could also potentially see this for some of you. You may be hesitant to working with other people because of people who have wronged you or others who have wronged you in the past. Hanged Man in reverse. Yeah, this is actually kind of just the energy I was talking about. Interesting. Let me pull one more card. And the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. So I feel like group 4, there really is this need to get out of your comfort zone. You may have been trying to figure something out in your life, trying to gain this new perspective here with this Hanged Man card, especially with the Hermit card here as well. You may have been isolating or spending a lot of time in solitude or meditation or doing really deep soul searching. And I actually feel like the answer that you're looking for isn't going to come from inside of you, which is kind of an interesting message. I feel like that might be a little, I guess, counterintuitive or a little against the grain a lot of the time, because I feel like that's a very common message we hear in spirituality. The answer is inside of you. And I feel like, yes, there is actually an element of that which is true. With the Hermit card, you have this lantern that is close to your heart, that is this star, this guiding light. But it's almost like you need other people to help remind you of what this answer or direction is that you're seeking. Because there's something in this situation or in your life right now where you're not able to see something clearly. And you might be stuck in a pattern. You may have been in a cycle with relationships or with work or jobs or whatever it is that has just made you go, what the heck? I don't know what to do. I really need to figure this out. I really need to go within and figure this out. And for some of you, you did need to spend that time inside of yourself or sitting with yourself. But I actually feel like now it's become a comfort zone. And I actually feel like with the 9 of coins here showing up in this position, what this is telling me is that you need to step out of your comfort zone of what is known. And in this case, that actually does look like asking other people for help, or possibly even working with other people on something, on a project. Or just asking for advice, asking for other people's perspective. And that's not to say that you need to take it. That's not to say that you need to listen to them at face value. A lot of the time, people will say things to us and it sparks a new perspective. It's just like, suddenly something clicks. Even if it's not the thing they said, something that they say opens up a new channel of awareness and allows us to have a revelation or insight. And I feel like that's going to happen for you, Group 4. So whatever it is that you've been trying to figure out for yourself, or if there's been something you've been trying to figure out for yourself, I feel like the universe actually could be coming through another person. This may be a friend, this may be a family member, it may be a romantic partner, it could be a coworker. I actually feel like for a lot of you, this could even be someone you don't even know, someone who is a stranger or an acquaintance, because this is someone who's out of your circle, out of your comfort zone. It could even be a stranger that you meet on the street or someone who comes up to you. And I know that sounds crazy, but I've had these sorts of experiences where I will just be talking to someone and I just have something that clicks to me. Sometimes it's even, I'm thinking of a situation actually where I had a homeless person who once came up to me, and just the messages that came forward through me for him actually was for me too. And I feel like something very similar could be happening for you, Group 4. Let's take a look at the Botanical Oracle cards, what flowers you have. You have Marshmallow. Interesting. Adversity. And Nurture. You actually got 2 of these. Interesting. I feel like some of you have been hiding from a situation where people have not been cooperating with adversity especially. And I know that marshmallow is a plant that is able to grow in very harsh conditions. And I believe it is a very resilient plant as well. I want to say that marshmallow would grow after there were wildfires. It was one of the first things to grow. And so this is kind of a plant of survival. Some of you may have been in survival mode. Things may not have felt very comfortable, and now you're feeling like you need to go out of your comfort zone. And there is this card of nurture here as well. You might actually need to be the nurturing person in a situation where people are not cooperating. You might actually be the one pulling people together, which is interesting because I was getting this loneliness or this isolation from you at the very beginning. And you may need to actually come into a situation where you have to be a nurturing presence. And of course, you may need to be nurturing yourself through this time as well. If things are, out of your usual routine or upsetting to your sense of homeostasis or balance or equilibrium, you may need to come up with ways to nurture yourself. But I actually feel like there is this message here of you nurturing other people. And with this clover card and with marshmallow, with clover, I'm getting kind of that sense of honey. Often bees will use or make honey from the pollen of the clover plant. And with marshmallow, obviously the sweet confectionery treat, I am getting this sense of sweetness. It's almost like the energy is asking you to soften and to be the sweetness, to be the gentleness, to be the one who comes into the situation, this wise one, who comes down from the hills and brings the light of self-awareness. That is sometimes how I read this Hermit card in reverse, so that may be a situation for some of you. I feel like with this blockage, with this loneliness, this isolation, I think you actually do need to return to a group of people where there was a conflict and make amends with things, or help find a resolution. You may not continue to be in a relationship with these people. I'm not saying for all of you in this general reading that you're going to go back to this group of people where you needed to distance yourself from them and you're going to be best friends again, or you're going to be close again. That may not actually be the case for all of you, but at the very least, I feel like you do need to come back and try and make amends, try to right a wrong. Maybe you said something that felt justified, and it very well could have been, but there is this small part of you that is regretting it, or wondering if you should go back to this situation and try to come back from a more calm or centered energy. And if that is you, I think this is your message. And if there aren't really a group of people that this is connecting for you with, or I'm sorry, if you're not able to connect this to a group of people around you or from your past, then this is you opening up to the sweetness that other people have to give you. I actually feel like there's someone who is challenging you, who is actually a very loyal friend. This isn't the type of friend who's just going to sit there and enable you and just let you go and default on old, unhealthy patterns or outdated ways of being. I actually feel like for a lot of you, there is a friend or an ally who may be challenging you a bit to step out of your comfort zone. If someone is trying to work with you on something, you may need to feel out why you might be resistant to doing this or dissecting it. Or if someone you are trying to work with is resisting you or not wanting to work together with you, really trying to dissect, is this something coming from your energy or is it just them? Because I get the sense of adversity and the sense of needing to be nurturing in this adversity, or in this conflict, in this challenge. I am getting like Virgo energy with the Hermit specifically. There could also be Pisces energy here as well with the Hanged Man. And what's interesting about these two energies is that they are sister signs or opposite signs. And so there could be this person who seems very different from you, who's actually a very good complement to you. And you're able to help each other grow. And help each other see things that you aren't able to see for yourself. This could be this helpful person, actually, that I was talking about earlier. And those are all the messages I have for you, Group 4. Your reading was a little bit longer than the other ones, but I hope that this was helpful. Be sure to hit like and subscribe. Let me know in the comment section down below what it is that you've been trying to figure out, and let me know if there is someone who comes in or the answer does come in an unexpected way. I always love hearing those stories. I think they're really, really cool. I do have links in the description box down below if you're looking for a personal reading or Reiki session with me. I am also offering aura readings. I talked about this in the intro of this video, and I've been working a lot with aura in the past month, doing a lot of writing, so I've been a little bit MIA. But if you're interested in doing an aura reading with me, that is also available in my shop. It is a written report, so you send me some photographs and I will look at your energy and give you the messages and tell you what colors I see around you. And it's been a lot of fun for me, and I think a lot of people will have fun with that as well. And it can be a very good way to get a sense of direction or life purpose if you've been looking for that answer. Maybe that's the way it comes through. All of those links are down below, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. This reading is for you if you chose group number 5. So let's see, group 5, what we have for you, what blockages you may be dealing with. We have the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. So right away, something that's coming to mind, there may actually be a family situation. The conflict for you could be coming from a family member or your entire family. Could also be talking about work or home. I could potentially see that as well, but I still feel like there is somehow this connection to family or your childhood that is coming into this situation, that is coming into this energetic blockage that is showing up in your life in this reading right now. We also have the 5 of Swords. Yeah, some of you may have had to walk away from a situation regarding work or family or even home. Some of you may have had to move unexpectedly or change jobs unexpectedly. We also have the King of Wands in reverse. And the Page of Swords. Okay, interesting. So there's a bit of a similar message, not exactly the same as group 4. So if you were kind of oscillating between those two piles, there may actually be some messages there for you as well. Okay, group 5, I know this is the message not a lot of people like to hear. I feel like some of you walked away from a situation and just gonna go straight to the resolution here, what you need to do. I feel like a lot of you actually do need to come back into communication with somebody. This does specifically feel like a family member. Maybe you're just checking in on someone, maybe it's just reaching out and saying hello. It doesn't have to be anything too big. Honestly, I feel like a lot of you have been dealing with a narcissistic individual. Could also be talking about a boss if this is a workplace situation, or maybe a coworker. Someone who has this unhealthy relationship to power with the King of Wands. And maybe this inflated ego or sense of self or importance. I really do feel like this is a family situation for a lot of you, though. Let me know in the comment section what this is for all of you. I'd be curious to see that. I feel like there is a family situation. I am actually getting kind of masculine energy here with the King of Wands. I don't really read gender with cards too often, but I am getting something to do with like father issues or something to do with an uncle or possibly even a grandfather. I'm getting older male. And maybe someone who's a bit stuck in their ways as well, kind of prone to anger, to be honest. I feel like there actually was a conflict, there was a fight, or there may have been a blow up, or something just happened where you felt like you needed to walk away and give yourself some space, and I'm going to trust that that is what you needed to do at that time. And maybe that's what you still need to do now. If you are in this situation and you haven't given yourself some space or time to cool off, then I actually do want you to do that. Of course, this is a general reading, and I want to say as well, if you are in a situation where you feel unsafe or that you may be threatened physically or emotionally, then don't listen to the advice. Go back and talk to this person. Really trust your own discernment and intuition there. I'm not trying to get anyone into a situation where they will truly be at risk of being harmed or anything like that. But some of you really do need to communicate with this person. And if you are in a situation where it's just not healthy for you to communicate with this person, then you do need to communicate with somebody else here with the Page of Swords. Maybe this is communicating to someone in periphery to the situation, someone else, another family member, a friend, another coworker, and just kind of talking or venting. Maybe even warning other people too. That could potentially be a message as well. You could even be just talking to a therapist or someone who is there holding space for you. Whatever it is, Group 5, I feel like you need to talk through your feelings. You do need to give yourself some space from the situation, that's for damn sure. But I feel like there is going to be this moment where you're going to have to come back and speak to somebody. And I know a lot of you didn't like to hear that message. I felt it. I felt that tension in my body. But I actually do feel like some of you are going to feel like you need to do that. It's something larger than just the two parties who are in conflict, right? So for example, if this is a family situation, you may have cut out a family member. Let's say it's your parent. But this is also creating distance between you and a younger sibling. Maybe this younger sibling lives with a family member. Or maybe this family member has a child. And you still need to be in contact with those people or with that person. And so you need to make some level of peace to still be in the lives of the people you're meant to be with. Very, very interesting energy here. I'm very curious to see what plants we have for you from the Botanical Oracle. Rowan, protection. Okay, yeah, some of you really could be in a situation. This is a general reading, and I don't like to go super dark in these general readings, but I will if I feel like it's necessary. I actually do feel like some of you could be dealing with a situation where it's as extreme as there is someone who is abusive or aggressive or unhealthy, explosive, and there could very well be a child involved. You may need to look out in the best interest of this child, and Spirit is really trying to encourage you to do that in whatever way is safe for you. I do also have Fern here, which is about growth. Again, growth actually makes me think of children. That's very, very interesting. And again, if you were drawn to Group 4, there very well could be a message for you there as well, because I remember there was something about a conflict and needing to come out of hiding, needing to go into the conflict and being the one who makes things right. I don't actually know if you're going to be able to set things right with this one specific person. This could be a boss. This could also be a work environment as well, if it's not talking about family. But I feel like there's still people who could benefit by you coming back to the situation in some way, to be honest, and that may feel like a really heavy burden. And I keep feeling this energy of like older with the King of Wands and younger with the Page of Swords. I do want to put this out there as well. If you are not in a situation where this is presently manifesting in your life, where there is somebody who needs protection from somebody else, then I actually feel like the blockage you are dealing with in your life, whatever it is, in whatever area, there is this theme of you needing to work out when someone wasn't protecting you when you were a child. Someone who is supposed to take care of you or watch over you either harmed you or failed in some way. And it's almost like you need to go back to that inner child and bring that healing. And this part of you actually helps your energy grow. I do believe we hold on to trauma in our body, and we also hold on to trauma and our past in our aura, in our energy. And we even manifest from that place, or we create energetic blockages from these wounds. Not create, but there's blockages from these wounds or these energies that we carry. And we may recreate them. We very often are presented with circumstances in our adult lives that are mirroring our childhood trauma. So it very well could be the case that there is this literal child in a situation, and you need to help this child, but you also need to heal your inner child. Or for some of you, this is just talking about the inner child. And it's talking about maybe feeling like things were really unstable or unsafe. Maybe you moved homes a lot, or there's you moving away from your friends or other family members, feeling isolated. Walking away from a situation. I'm getting divorce, major divorce vibes in this reading as well, actually. That could be talking about your childhood, that could be talking about a situation you're in right now. But you still need to figure out how to work with this person and work together. And, rowan, as a plant, it is associated with protection. And this could actually be a literal plant that you should connect with energetically. If you have like a rowan tree, that might be something for you to work with. I believe there are actually spells and different ways of using rowan for protection. You can Google that online, I'm sure. And with fern, talking about growth, fern actually is a plant that grows very abundantly and very easily. These plants grow very, very quickly as well. Maybe you felt like you needed to grow up very fast, but there's still parts of you that you had to leave behind. You almost had to abandon your own inner child. And now you're getting to this point in your life where you're coming up against all these energetic blockages, or there's just something missing. And this thing that is missing for you is the inner child. It's this curiosity. It's this love of learning and exploring. And that's going to be the thing that sets you free. That's going to be the thing that helps you. That's what this conflict or blockage is trying to get you into. It's the state of integration. And almost going back to that moment, to that trauma, to that part of your childhood, and visualizing yourself, or maybe an angel or a spirit guide coming in and protecting that child. I do feel like you are divinely protected as well. That is a message that just kind of shot through with what I just said, just kind of down my neck. You are divinely protected. You may connect to Archangel Michael. You may be hearing sirens or getting feathers. There's actually a lot of different signs for when the angels are trying to contact you. I believe that Archangel Michael is associated with the blue ray as well. So you may be connecting to blue light. I actually see and perceive Archangel Michael as gold and red. That's just how he comes to me, though. It could be different for you as well. You may just connect to Michael in different ways, or Michael may be connecting to you in different ways if you do connect to angels. Otherwise, this is just a very protective spirit guide or guardian spirit who is coming forward and protecting you during this time. And if you feel unsafe in a situation, it never hurts to call on the assistance of your spirit guides to help them help you, and maybe even give you that discernment when it is time to walk away or step away. I've definitely done that myself to really profound effect. So I encourage you to do the same. If you don't feel you're safe in a situation, or you just want a little extra protection, call on your guides. I'm feeling that for a lot of you, there are these guides, or even family members who have crossed over, who are trying to help you right now. And those are all the messages I have for you, group number 5. I do hope that this was helpful. Actually, there is one more thing. I'm sorry. If you are in a situation where things feel financially unstable, don't be afraid to ask for help. There could actually be a new opportunity where it feels like you're learning a lot. Or this could be asking a friend for housing if that's potentially a situation you're in. Fern is telling me that it's okay to do that, and you'll get on your feet very quickly. Anyways, that was the last message for you, Group 5. I think it was the longest reading I did for this video. I do hope that this was helpful. Be sure to hit like and subscribe. Let me know in the comment section down below what is going on for you, how this was helpful for you, what you're going to be doing going forward. And again, really support each other. I love seeing that in the comment section. I feel like I actually have a very beautiful audience, and you're all so great and kind to one another. So really support one another. We've all gone through a lot in this past year. And it's just nice to see that community kind of form around this channel. I do have all of my links in the description box if you're looking for a personal reading or Reiki session, and as I mentioned in the intro, I am also offering aura readings in my store if you're interested in those. And I will see you all in the next video. Take care.